Talk. We just watched Dice Camera Action episode 99. And with me today is Shauna. How are you?
Good. Got a big announcement thing, but yeah, we'll talk about that later. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, exciting things.
And from my Dungeon Academy show, and also the author of the Dark and Dicey recaps on my blog, which are tremendous, Rina. Thank you very much
Yay.
for coming on this week.
Hi, I'm
Hi.
glad to be here. And yay!
All right. So, Shauna, can you start by recapping what happened on episode 99 of Dice Camera Action?
So the Waffle crew is basically getting settled in with their new mansion, thankfully from Magnus, gifted to them.
Mhm.
Such a good guess. But they were contacted by two officers of the City Watch. One with the magic registry and one with the just the City Watch, basically to investigate Strix basically going through the garbage of her neighbors, and the side thing of having to register optionally to the city. And they also wanted them to investigate a trash monster, or take care of a trash monster that they had trapped in one of the theaters. And so they go in there. They discover that, funnily enough, that the play that was set up for there was Curse of Strahd, or the origin of Strahd. And they fought a trash monster. Won. Paulton got a Strahd chair. They found some clues where the pamphlets came from, which was a defunct gossip rag that was on the docks.
Mm-hmm.
They let the City Watch take care of that, and then they went back home and kind of went through their evening paces. And Strix had a dream about a altercation she had with her past in Waterdeep with a Kenku who stole those same little gossip rag ledgers that were inside the trash monster, and that's where we ended.
Oh, I missed the very end. A Kenku stole those things?
Yeah, they it was just a little fight between over garbage.
Mm-hmm. A fight over.
Yeah, there's a
All right.
lot of garbage.
So we should start with actually probably the big announcement. Somebody want to? Rena, do you remember what was the big announcement? Something. It was Acquisitions Inc. and
Yeah.
Waffle Talk crossover or something.
Oh,
Yeah, it was Waffles Inc.
Oh yeah.
on July 14th and 15th. This is
Mhm.
Saturday and Sunday next week, not this weekend, but next weekend.
Mhm.
They're going to have 4 or so games on Saturday of mix and match of a crossover with different people. And then on Saturday, a big, huge game with 2 DMs and all 8 players.
Good God. That is going to be
It's gonna
crazy.
Yeah.
4 shows. So what? You probably want. Are they? So wait. Did they say those other shows they're going to cross pollinate, merge the groups or something?
That's my assumption.
Yeah, there's 4 games on Saturday, so I imagine that's gonna be a mix and match between the 2 groups a little bit, possibly, and then the big combined group, which I have no idea how that's gonna happen. It's a lot of players and 2 DMs.
So wait, there's 2 games on Saturday and 2 games on Sunday. Is that
Oh,
right?
4 games. 4 games on Saturday.
There's 4 games on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
So Chris is going to run 2, and Jerry's going to run 2.
I think so.
That's what it sounds like.
That's a week from this weekend, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh, Dan is a nerd. Says I would love if Diaz got the cat as a pet.
Headcanon Simon did.
Simon, oh really? Simon did. Yeah, so they're gonna make. Do either of you see the Diaz show Acquisitions Inc? Do you have any idea how that might link into this?
Oh yeah.
I have not yet, so there's that.
Yeah, it was
But-
yeah, it was just a little bit of a Diaz getting clues and making a deal with Cathris and about getting making a deal to basically help them, let them have the rings, and then once they're done, would give the rings back, and they give them
Right.
some gold.
You said last time that on the show they said that those rings, the Evil and Soul rings, are really powerful.
Oh,
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
So maybe that's the deal. That's what this is going to revolve around. Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
They are going to have a show next Tuesday, right?
It's question answered. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's episode 100 is next Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
episode 100 actually might end up being at the big thing.
Yeah.
They're thinking about doing an AMA on Tuesday.
Really?
Yeah.
AMA on Tuesday. 2 hours?
A big old group AMA.
They could do that. They could do
Yeah.
that. There's like 1,500 people watching the show. I'm sure they'll be hammered with questions. You know?
Yeah.
Wow. Adol 1004. Simon had cookies too, so I think not a cat. Maybe the Kenku.
The Kenku.
Oh my god. Oh
Maybe.
God.
I don't know. Maybe.
For a second, I saw how Nate reacted to that, and he's like, "Wait, are you incorporating Pluck?"
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right. From Dark and Dicey, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
But I'm not sure. All I know is Sad Bird.
so they're gonna. How are they gonna? All right, wait. So Chris and Jerry are gonna co-DM the game. How's that gonna work? 8 players?
I don't know. They might split the party a lot.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
But I mean, I can't picture like what the story is about. You know, like how are they? Why? I don't know. It'll be really interesting to see. You know.
God.
Yeah.
It'd be weird to just see if they do one where Jerry DMs the Waffle Crew and Chris DMs the Acquisitions Inc. group, just straight switch groups. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then the second time around, they put 2 and 2 from each group and go like that. And then they smush them all together, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rosie's, I've watched a little bit of those shows. Like there's Cathris, Rosie, then there's a Dragonborn, right?
Yes.
Yep.
And there's that
Dinar.
And who's the last one? She's
Walnut.
so funny. Yeah. That should be pretty freaking awesome. I don't know how we're going to do this. Normally I run games on Saturdays and Sundays. I don't really want to give that up, but I can't miss the shows. So, I don't know. It's going to be a hectic,
Yeah.
You know? I should probably do Waffle Talks at least once for each day, right?
Yeah.
That would be probably
My
epic. So
There's
epic.
so much.
Yeah,
so
I'm
much
just like,
camera action.
oh no.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. All right. So the show started, and it's actually started with like a really lengthy. We learned the name of the house. It's called Troll Skull Manor. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I get that's probably right out of the book of Dragon Heist that's coming out. 'Cause I think this is the mansion right out of there. So we learned a little bit like there's unseen servants that do a lot of the chores and stuff, and that those unseen servants were created by a wizard who used to live there a long time ago. And that the place is zoned so you can make it a commercial establishment if you want to, or you can just live in it. And it's pretty. Strix hoarding the trash worked right into the scenario for today. I never would have like.
He knows the characters.
Yeah. It's so weird. Like when I think of like episode 99 and 100, like I think of like you do something special. You know what I mean? Chris doesn't really. He's not sentimental like that. Like I don't think episode 25 had anything special. Like the live shows, also I would say, oh, you should do something really big. But I mean, what he does works fine. But it's like episode 99, Trash Monster.
I'm gonna throw trash at everybody.
Yeah.
That's it.
But it was a really good episode.
Yeah. It was like one of those light episodes that they didn't have that many of in like the last season because they were constantly like in peril. So it's nice to have them kind of like less anxious and just kind of like living for a little while without having anything kill them.
Hey, did Diaz and Strix, did they share a room?
Yeah.
Yep.
They did.
Strix is taking the corner and Diaz's taking the bed. I'm not really quite sure what's going on there.
Yeah, I think Strix sleeps on the floor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Diaz sleeps in the bed and Strix sleeps on the floor in the corner.
Yeah, I mean that's what she's used to. I guess.
Yeah, probably made it's like don't do that. Don't go sleep in a bed. And Strix like nah.
No.
They've known each other for years, right?
Mm.
I mean, it was established that they hung out in Waterdeep for like at least one full year before they even met the Waffle crew. And still, one sleeps in a bed and the other sleeps in a corner. The slow burn. It's so slow. I like it, though. Dan is a nerd. It is adorable that they share a room. It's true. It's pretty funny. It is. It's like kind of. Do they talk at night? You know what I mean? Like.
I mean, strict sleep screams, I guess.
Bad bird.
Strict sleep. So he's probably used to it by now, and he says, "You're screaming again."
Is this the Strix terror scream or the Strix I'm in danger scream?
Yeah, he already knows.
Or the Strix she's okay.
Hey, did you see that gutter somebody made? Like
Yes.
Yeah, that's so cool.
crap.
Cool.
That thing was awesome, right?
Yeah.
And it's based on, like, I got fan art of Gutter a long time ago.
Mhm.
And this one is like pretty much based on that art that I got. It was amazing.
So cool.
It was so
Cool.
amazing.
Everyone's gonna have their props and stuff.
And it's
I
got
guess.
a keyhole in it and everything. It was epic. Yeah, they're gonna it's like when they go to do these cosplays, you know, when they go to the live shows, it's just gonna look cooler and cooler.
They look super cool, and like both groups have full costumes, so those shows are gonna look super nice. Like Danny Hartel did the C Teams one; those things look incredible.
Yes,
yeah, Danny's awesome at that stuff. I think Danny works at Wizards now, full time.
Yeah,
Concept art,
amazing.
Craft tags too, right? On
yeah,
Steam.
yeah.
She's like the coolest person. I really like her. Beat Crushers. It is adorable and sad a bit. Yeah. Strick's dealing with really bad PTSD. Is that what it is?
Yeah, a little bit, I think.
They're both kind of doing that. The terrible PTSD.
What's her?
All of them are to an extent.
I guess, but like, what's Strick so bothered about exactly?
Everything.
Everything.
Just everything.
Just runs from one thing to another.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, her childhood wasn't great. It wasn't particularly great.
Yeah, she lived with Baba Yaga for
and like
time.
the whole thing with the orphanage, her tiefling orphanage in Sigil being like all the kids being killed.
Yep.
And stuff like that.
Then there was 50 years in Barovia in the woods.
All by herself with Simon.
That must have been really creepy.
Yeah.
Well, she made dolls of her friends.
And she talked
Not
to
weird
them.
at all.
Nope. Certainly not.
Yeah, it was just Simon and an owlbear. So there's probably plenty of times where like she wakes up and Simon's just staring at her while she's sleeping, which is
like this. Can I have a cookie?
Can I have? Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, she's probably the one that's most used to like Simon walking around like doing weird stuff in the middle of the night.
With a cookie.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was friends with Baba Lysaga for a while, but then not so much. So she's probably watching her back for a long time too. So yeah, that's like Dieth is just more haunted by the recent stuff, right? Although he's kind of turned a corner with the dwarves he accidentally burned to death. Right?
Yeah.
So Magnus helped him out with that a little bit. So and then the Port Nyanzaro did we kill a whole bunch of people thing.
Yeah.
And then it was almost like today. It was almost like they did it again with there's a homeless guy inside the Shambling Mount.
Yeah. But he was dead. He was dead.
He was already dead. Gutter confirmed.
That's what it was like. Chris, come on.
It's like, oh, that's such a gross trash monster.
It's like, give him a break, Chris. You know, it was like that. It was like, so, yeah, we learned all their morning routines, and Paulton is, I would say, fully transitioned 100% to Deadpool, the Deadpool of D&D.
Yep.
It's good.
He has embraced it.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Come back from the other side. Embrace. Yeah.
And Dieth gets the gross. What?
Oh, Chris did a really mean thing, like for Paulton's thing. Like,
oh yeah, he did.
He made him think he disintegrated again, but it's like, whoops, it's a nightmare. Gotcha.
Yeah, what was that?
PTSD
Yeah.
again.
Really?
Yeah,
Wait, with the-
it's like the third consecutive night of having the disintegration dream
Oh,
after Strix had given him the necklace with Evelyn's signet ring and a cog.
what was that? Where did that ring come from in the cog? What was that?
The ring came from episode 52, I
Okay.
think. It was 52, right? Not
Mhm.
50. Yeah.
Yeah, 52 was the.
Yeah, with the big Evelyn has to sacrifice herself in order to save everybody.
Mm-hmm.
She gave all of her stuff to everybody,
Mm-hmm.
and Paulton just kept the signet ring.
Mm.
The cog was from most likely when Evelyn fell apart.
Oh, wow. Wow,
Yeah.
a cog from her construct body.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Why did those get given to when did they get given to Paulton? Was this just now?
When he disintegrated,
Oh, okay.
Strix went and picked up all his stuff.
Oh, okay, I see. So she gave it back to him. And
Yes.
then from then on he started having nightmares about being disintegrated.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. I have no idea what if that is that gonna lead to something, or is this just like a logical, you know?
I feel like it's another one of those slow burn things. Like Paulton keeps doing the thing, let it be, chat. It seems kind to take time and that kind of stuff.
Oh,
I think it's related.
Oh, interesting. Oh. Rowdy Sniper, welcome to the chat. He thinks the significance is that he disintegrates after Strix asks why he has that on a necklace. Oh, so like
Mm.
without Evelyn, he's nothing, basically.
He can't keep himself together.
Yeah.
That's kind of the deal, right?
Yeah.
He would probably be dead. Well, I mean, aside from the adventuring, he'd probably be dead without her anyway, right?
Yeah.
Oh, tavern hopping, being kicked out,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
He's
walking
like,
around.
He was like a hot mess
Mm-hmm.
in the beginning. That and Paulton can't deal with emotions. True, also.
Mhm.
He's getting better, though, a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, he's gonna have to deal with certain ones 2 weeks from now or next week.
Why? What do you mean?
Gonna have Omen. Jealousy.
It's gonna be great
Yeah.
because Evelyn has a pen pal.
Yep.
Wink.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
But they've been trading letters on Twitter, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Also, in that episode where Diath guested, Walnut has this little like ledger that she communicates through to Omen with. Like he writes down something and it appears, and apparently Omen mistook his thing for like a piece of like just paper and just saying like writing a love letter to Evelyn. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I
Yeah.
wonder if Jerry will actually play Omen in one of those games.
Well, that would be interesting too. Like
Mhm.
with one of them, he's DMing, and another one, he's the character, and
Yeah.
then Chris doing a similar thing to another one,
Yeah, maybe Chris would play.
like he did with the imp character in with the Awful crew.
Chris
Chris,
should do a real character, though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Chris needs to have a character, that he uses on these shows. I
Yeah.
think he was on Critical Role once, right?
Yes. He was a Goliath, I think.
He was a Goliath.
Little Goliath.
Yeah, you should use that.
Would be the first.
I don't. I want. He can do more when he's not like a support NPC. I want to see him. I want to see what he's like as a player.
Yeah.
I think at the Stream of Annihilation, he did run a lizard man or lizard folk or whatever. And he went. Mike Merles was the DM, and there was this tower, and he figured out a way to get into this room that nobody else could get into, and he got attacked by a beholder. It was like a whole thing.
Yeah.
It's like,
I
whoa.
remember that. Yeah. That was good.
We're looking at some, high level play.
Yeah.
You're like, whoa, these two matching wits. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, because he played in the the Dwarven Forge game at Origins that was streamed. It's also.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah, it was fun. Super chaotic.
Really?
Yeah.
Who
I guess when you're not DM, it's like, you know what? It's time. It's time to just go.
Who was the DM?
I think it was one of the guys that run Dwarven Forge, like ran them through the thing. It was the
Oh,
unveiling for
Is that
the new tile
is
set.
his name? I don't know how to pronounce his name.
Yeah.
Steven or Stefan
Mhm.
Corny or something like that. He's the Dwarven Forge guy.
Mhm.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was cool. Yeah, it
Who
was
else
cool.
was playing in that game?
Couple I don't remember. Holly was playing in that game as well.
Holly was in it.
Mhm.
Awesome. That's awesome. She plays a lot.
She plays a lot.
She's a good DM too.
Mhm.
All right. So yeah, they were in the house, and Evelyn animated a point to point out that it takes Evelyn like hours to actually wake up, but she hides that, and then she comes down when she's all chipper. And Diaz is like Uncle Diaz, you know, the dad who's going out and getting the groceries for everybody.
Okay, they need the fruit. What else? What are ingredients for pie?
Yeah, mostly just
Yeah.
booze, pie, and I don't even. Evelyn doesn't need anything. Right?
Spell component. He had mentioned too,
Spell components, yeah.
like rose petals for the sleep spell or whatever.
So then those two NPCs showed up, and Strix had to register as a wizard in
Mhm.
the city, which was pretty interesting. The one guy's name, I thought it was Safe, SAFE, but it wasn't, right?
It was pronounced safe, but I can't. Yeah, I don't remember how it was spelled. Cromley. Yeah.
So I thought he said later it was SAITH. Is that right, or was it
Safe. Yeah.
Safe? Oh,
Safe.
yeah. So they came in and recruited the heroes to take care of the trash monster, and the group agreed to do it.
Mhm.
So they went to that auditorium where they held plays, and there's a ghost there.
Mhm.
Okay, so the play was basically based on Curse of Strahd.
It was
Who-
Istrad.
Yeah. It was
Who wrote the play is what I was wondering.
Yeah.
Because
It wasn't mentioned, I don't think.
Because who knows that story? Because you can't escape Barovia, right? Some people
No.
have.
Some random Vistani.
Vistani. Yeah.
So it was either a Vistani
Mhm.
or it's like because there's might be two Strahds, right? One because of the time travel. So one's in the doll,
Dahlstrad.
and the doll Strahd might have got out.
Wait, isn't Dahlstrad in the Shadowfell right now?
That's the last time we saw, right? Is
Mhm.
Dahlstrad was with Miranda and those Shatterkai in the Shadowfell.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And yeah, Beat Crushers safe. I think is that right? Beat
I
Crushers.
think it was.
Sounds right.
Yeah.
At least.
It's a weird safe is a weird
All I
name.
know is the other one is Barnabas Blastwind.
Blastwind, yes.
Yeah.
Beat Crushers. I want to see Mr. Shambleface show up on the straw chair in the manor.
Oh man.
Well, I mean, there was a mention a while ago. Chris said that. Chris has hinted a few times that Strahd would come. Well, Paulton is sort of like could become Strahd. Remember, there was the whole thing about Diaz had a vision of Waterdeep and it was snowing up, and he saw Paulton, but Paulton looked like Strahd. He had the Ring of Winter. This is during the whole Ring of Winter thing. I could have sworn that he said something like Paulton was going to be the villain of season 4, but I get the feeling that might have completely changed now that we're incorporating the two new adventures that are coming out.
Yeah.
I do feel like that was a little bit of Perkins messing with everyone.
Yeah, right.
Because he likes to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, I definitely feel like Strahd is the bad guy of the whole series, though.
Mhm.
So, and if you have two Strahds, if that's true, then you have like a lot of wiggle room, and you could use Strahd now and save a Strahd for later. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but it's like there's so much going on. It feels like you don't need Strahd in this mix. You know?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like Strahd was the main villain,
Mhm.
but that's probably because it was Curse of Strahd. It was like he's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And as soon as they got out of Barovia, he was an underlying fear of the party. So from there on out, it's just a matter of will he be back? And Perkins probably is like, "Yep, I'm gonna just leave that there, and we'll see where it goes."
Maybe.
Yeah.
Adol makes a very, very good point. Maybe the author is Mordenkainen back from Barovia.
Oh yeah.
Murdy Curdy.
He was the Mad Mage. So yeah, maybe he got out and he either wrote it or had an assistant write it. He has all those assistants. That's a really good idea, actually.
One kind of. It does have a book out, so there's a book.
Yeah, he has a book out, right? Why not?
Mm-hmm.
Sniper. Yeah, we have so many unresolved plot lines. We can let Strahd wait for a while.
Mm-hmm.
No, here's my question though. So say Strahd got out of the Strahd doll.
Mm-hmm.
What would he do? Like, what's his, you know what I mean? What's his motivation? If it's weird if there's two Strahds. Like, would he go back to Barovia or would he do something new? Like, what, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, what is Strahd's motivations? Wasn't it to get out of Barovia?
Well, it was to get
At some
Tatiana,
point?
Get Tatiana.
Yeah, true.
right?
So he might go back if that's the case.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's another Strahd who has Tatiana in a way, and he'll probably go like, "What the heck?"
Yeah, I mean, thinking that Strahd, the Strahd that they left in Barovia, is probably far weaker than the Strahd they have now. Like that one just seems resigned, just to like sit in a castle and not do anything.
Seems like.
And he also had more recently gotten his powers too, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, if he's in the Shadowfell, the Raven Queen is there.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he could cut a deal with the Raven Queen to get like Tatiana. I think it would be cool if he had an evil Tatiana like as his ally, and they were 100% together, and they just ran around and kicked ass. I think that might be cool, And she's a vampire or something.
Mm-hmm.
They just go nuts, That might be
The
cool.
arena that got a whole person killed.
Well, there you go, yeah, right? There you go. That would work. That would be really cool. She's mad. Dan, Chris said on Twitter he would be, but he might have been joking all about Strahd. Yeah. So, yeah, it's weird. I just don't know if there's two Strahds or not. It seems like there is.
I think when Chris has talked about Strahd, he's kind of alluded that Strahd would be like, he is their enemy, and he would be the one, like if they were to end DCA, he would be the one they'd have to fight, be their enemy at that point.
Yeah, it's the whole time travel thing in retrospect was really weird.
Yes, and it still is. I want to
Why?
know the situation with all of the NPCs
Mm-hmm.
and all of the guest players. All of the ones who died, they're not dead anymore now, apparently. In one timeline of Barovia and NPCs. But then there's the other timeline that they are dead, and it's just confusing.
Yeah.
I want to know if Falcon's alive and well with
Oh my God, yes.
Poor Falcon. Yeah.
God.
And they got sent back in time, I think, Evelyn and Paulton, by a mysterious person, right? They were in the bar. They sat down. And I think somebody had told me it might have been Jarlaxle who did that.
Oh, that's.
Oh.
Right?
That fits. That fits. Not knowing who that.
But
was.
why would Jarlaxle send them back in time?
Oh no, it wasn't Jarlaxle. It was somebody else. It was another kind of flamboyant.
It was weird how they got sent back in time because they were in the bar, and the shadow dragged them back to Barovia, right?
Oh,
and then from there they were in the temple, and they were trying to go through the wedding thing. And then Paulton stabbed his shadow with the sun sword, and then they got sent back in time because the dark powers were all like, that's bad, and and tried to write it, I guess. I don't know. That's what I gathered, at least.
Yeah.
It
was weird.
So so they went in there, and they realized it was a Curse of Strahd play going on in Waterdeep, which is an awesome idea. I'd like to see. I'd like if they met the actor playing Strahd, and you know what I mean, and like they could give him pointers or whatever.
Yeah, there's.
Yeah, he's a little more ruthless than that. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And Murdy Gurdy could give them the details of all the good stuff that happened. Dieth getting hung, or hanged or whatever. Sniper, weren't they revived about the same time they entered Barovia? Because Chris said they were revived at the same spot Dieth had the vision of his death. I don't know.
It wasn't so much the same time they entered Barovia, because they died in Barovia, and then we were revived in Barovia at the same time.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And so then they fought the trash monster, which was like a reskinned, shambling
Yes.
mound. I was
the
wondering.
lightning resistance. I'm like, oh, that's what that thing is.
Yeah,
'Cause
it's a pretty cool idea. Somebody, I wonder if that's from Dragon Heist also.
maybe.
That one of the bad guys is making these trash monsters. Are they powered
Maybe.
by dead people, or it just happened to have a dead person in it?
I think it happened. Too.
Yeah,
Okay.
because it's powered by the little like arcane
The trashy.
on the piece of paper. But yeah, I think they just happened to like roll up a homeless person and just ate them.
And I was like, oh, this happens to be here. Nom.
Poor homeless person.
Ugh.
And then
Oh,
they,
dear.
they attack it, and Diaz pulls out his awesome frickin' gutter sword and stabs it. It feels like it's been a long time since he's used gutter with the key.
Mhm.
It has, yeah.
Feels like it's time.
Oh, maybe.
Probably should happen. Well, you never know, but probably should happen on these special shows coming up.
Mm.
You know,
It easily could.
right? Come on.
Yeah. Oh, geez, that's gonna be weird because like the funny thing about the C Team episodes with the Waffle Crew is they have been super good at their jobs. They have been super on their game. So I think they have a really elevated like view of what the Waffle Crew's like because Strix went on there was super impressive and DF rolled high on everything that he did.
Wait, are you saying they're only suboptimal when it's all of them together?
I'm saying, yeah, it seemed like that way because every time Strix was on.
Oh no.
Strix did well when she was.
Strix did well, and DF did incredibly well.
Really?
Yeah.
I just had a thought. All right, the co-DM'd game. Is it
Mhm.
possible it's going to be they're going to do a session where it's literally the Waffle Crew versus Acquisitions Inc.?
Oh my god.
Do they have a reason to be
Well,
against each other?
They've got sessions to set that up.
Mhm.
I mean,
It's true.
Mhm.
Or maybe they're not directly fighting each other, but they're both in the same dungeon, competing to try to get something before the other group does.
Mhm.
Possibly.
Race to the finish.
Yes, race to the finish. And maybe maybe that's one of the things they're gonna do. That'd be pretty cool, you know. Rosie is like kind of like a legendary character from what I understand. Is that Is
Yeah.
she like what level are the Acquisitions Inc. group?
God, they're pretty low still, I think. I think.
Beat Crushers says, I think the dead person was some food. Yeah.
No.
Because Strix outdid Jim Dark Magic over and over, and DF just took charge. Really? And led the C team, and everything worked perfectly?
They were impressed by his rolls because he rolled 30s on
Yeah.
almost everything. It's like, is this DF? Is this DF?
DF led the C team? That's
Whoa.
awesome.
He led Walnut
him.
and Cathris like find some smuggled weapons and fight the gang, stuff like that.
Does that
I
mean
need to watch that.
Yeah, right?
Good.
Does that mean that DF is held back by the Waffle Crew? That
They listened
They
to
make
what
him
his
look
plan
bad?
was. They listened to his plan and they did it.
Really?
So, I guess
And it-
so, yeah.
and it worked?
But- yes, it worked. It worked really well.
Wow.
It worked well.
That's great. Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's like is it just because the Waffle Crew's characters can be chaotic enough that it's just
It's like
you're
They're suboptimal, quote unquote, in a few different
Mm-hmm.
ways. But the main one really is they're not focused on, they just kind of do wacky things.
yeah.
They don't, D&D, some groups are like all about just, you maximum damage or whatever. They're not like that at all. A lot of
Mhm.
combats, Paulton doesn't do anything, right? He's kind of
It's true.
hides. He hides.
He hides.
Then he puts up the tiny hut and he just hides in there for the whole fight.
He can't do that anymore. Chris is cutting on to his tiny hut game.
Yeah.
you need like a minute.
You need a minute. Yeah.
And Strix will eventually, like, Strix is really uses those utility spells a lot, like gaseous form.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen somebody use it so
Yeah.
much so well. and she's really big on that. And whenever there's a fight, she always comes to Fireball.
Just Fireball.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
And Evelyn is the one who will fly right at the danger and just start hacking away,
hmm
which is really cool. And then Diaz kind of does flips and stuff.
He does his best.
He does his best. Like, he's had an entire season where he's been like at half hit points, so I can understand why he's a little reluctant to get into the fight a little bit.
Mhm.
I feel
He
like
rolled a natural 20
Yeah.
today, though.
he did.
Yeah. Oh, yes. That was.
He usually doesn't.
It wasn't a dagger throw. It was gutter.
No,
I feel
no.
like there's very few fights on the show where the entire group runs up, like there's a challenge and the entire group runs up to meet it. Usually it's like one or two of them are kind of fighting it, and then one or two are kind of freaking out and like stop, drop, and rolling, and just and there's quite a few times where they get split. Chris splits them a lot. I mean, not
Yeah.
in a big way, but just he's very ready to throw monsters at them when there's only two people there. And it's like they're not your typical D&D party as far as that stuff goes.
Mhm.
It's I don't know if it makes it. I think it probably does make it better because it's more interesting.
Yeah.
Because like when a D&D group does the same thing every time, every combat, it's kind of boring.
They have really weird fights most of the time.
They
The
do.
fights have
Makes it
been
really
very-
entertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. Because you don't know, you have no idea what's going to happen. I guess this shambling mound fight was actually one where they,
hmm
but even that
Really
was
weird.
like they're set in the play of Curse of Strahd, which brought out a lot of weirdness.
He was great, though.
It was good, yeah. And then the possibility that there's a dude in there that they just killed. There's always some weird. It's very rarely like a bag of hit points kind of a fight.
hmm
Yeah.
Mhm.
They fought dragons a couple times, right? They fought
Yes.
I only know of one off the top of my head.
there's the white dragon, right?
Mhm.
That
Oh
in
yeah, the
Storm
white
Giant
dragon. I
place.
forgot about
Yeah.
that.
And then there was Klauth, the red dragon,
Yeah.
Yeah.
who was actually chased away by a guest star.
hmm
Probably still chasing him.
Oh, yeah.
Could still be chasing him.
I have
I-
a new target.
And I think
New
when they were in the Shadowfell, with the Ring of Winter thing, I think there was a dragon there too.
Did he make the dragon? Did he
He
actually
wanted
make the
to.
dragon?
He was
did
trying so hard
Yeah.
to make an ice dragon and then failed.
Oh, that's right.
B Crusher says it's a funny contrast because the C team leader is the buffoon, while the leader in DCA is the straight. Why? Who's the leader in the C team?
Dinar.
Dinar, and he's a buffoon.
A little bit, yeah.
He is. Why is he the leader?
Based off of the Christmas thing that they did, I gathered that.
Really?
Yeah. It
Adolf
was
says,
mostly- it was
how much
funny.
do we know about Grandmother Night? I don't know. Who's Grandmother Night? Is that the Barovian other deity? Is that who that is? Mother Night? Like, because there's
I
the
don't-
Morning Lord and there's Mother Night in Curse of Strahd. And I guess it's supposed to be Lethander and Shar? I guess. He didn't really do much with Mother Night there. Oh, Grandmother Night, he's saying Sniper is Rosie Beastinger?
yeah.
Is that right?
Rosie Beast.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, then, yeah. I'm still.
Grandmother Night is, what does that mean? I don't understand.
God, what was it? It's been a while.
Oh, okay. If you know more, tell me more, Adolf. 'Cause I
Yeah,
don't know much
yeah,
about
'cause-
Grandmother Night. Yeah. So they fought the trash monster and they defeated it.
And within contained trashy gossip magazine.
Yes.
All the same issue.
It was powered by trashy
Yeah, it was.
gossip magazine.
Just-
Yeah, and then Paulton spotted the throne. Paulton wanted to keep the throne, and Strix animated it,
Yeah.
and they let him keep it. At least they could. Was the building on fire when they were leaving from the fireball?
I don't think
No.
so. I think it was
Should've been
fine.
fine.
Surprisingly fine.
Should have been on fire.
Usually is. It usually is on fire.
I mean, Evelyn died from the backblast of a fireball
Mhm.
when they fought that Balhanoth, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
place should be on fire.
We learned interesting thing about Waterdeep law is, I guess, ownership is kind of thrown out the window when something walks out the door, I guess.
Yeah, and then they went back, and then I missed the end part. I was setting up for the show. So the end part, if I have this right, Strix had a dream about a Kenku. Is that right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the Kenku, so they think that this Kenku might have been the one who stole all those issues.
It was just like, it seemed unrelated, other than the fact that it had those they were fighting over, and it took a couple of those gossip mags with it.
Yeah, and then Strix won the fight and took the mags too.
Yeah.
That's what really ended up happening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she just recognized what the Kenku had dropped.
Oh, interesting. Oh, here we go. Adol. There's a name drop from one of the A-team play when Strix part and Rosie joined. Omen said, "When I hire you, I didn't hire Rosie Beestinger, but I hired Grandmother Knight."
Oh yeah, I guess so, because she's lived a long time, so that's one of her, like, must have been one of her, like, her aliases or lives that she had, because she's
really old.
She's also, like, really like used to, like, fighting and danger and stuff like that, and it's like a little bit of seedier aspect to her background.
Oh, Dan says that DF did not put out all the fires.
Yeah.
Oh, no, DF put out all the fires. Okay, DF did put out all the fires. Oh, okay. All right. Because I was thinking.
And the trash monster was damp, so it didn't catch fire.
Oh, okay. The trash monster was damp. All right.
Yeah, but I think it did end up catching fire later. It just, when it took more damage.
So I get the feeling that means we're going to actually see more about this play in the future.
Maybe.
Seems like a good thing to torture the Waffle crew with.
Yeah.
Paulton's a bard. He should be in that play.
Oh no.
He should be Sergei.
Yeah.
He should be Strahd, right?
Yeah. God, I imagine, like, Paulton just sitting in that chair, like Strahd on the cover of the book, Curse of Strahd, just sitting like that all the time.
Be good fan art. Somebody should do that. So, all right, we're running low on time, and I wanted to talk about some other stuff. I know Birdcage is going to be on next week, but actually, Shauna, I watched Hell's Bells today. I watched most of it the other day, but I finished it today, and I wrote the recap of it, and you're on it. So, let's see if I can get this right. Okay, so one of the heroes had a vision, and you needed to go to, I think it was Arcadia. Is that right?
Yes. Lyra had a vision from her gods, supposedly.
And you had to go to Mount Clangeddon, which is a place where dwarven gods live, I guess. And you ended up fighting were they iron cobras? Is that what those were?
I think so. I think they're described as metal snakes. I'm not 100% sure what they're skinned as.
Beyond tickled. I know nobody cares about this but me. But they made an NPC on that show that's like a salute to me. His name is a Modron named S34N, and he has a fork. So, like, when I watch the show and S34N gets in a combat, I'm sitting there, like, rooting for my Modron. Probably has like 7 hit points, you know.
Maz put Sean, like, S3 on the initiative. I'm like, oh no. He's on the board. Like, I can't let this thing die.
Here's what's really pathetic is
gotta save the Modron.
At the end of the episode, they put out a call for fan art, so I made fan art of my NPC now, and I put it on Twitter.
No, it's
perfect.
Awesome. Yes.
It's so sad. But like, my NPC actually killed one of the snakes with my my Modron has a fork hand. So and I'm talking like a dinner fork, and it just went, did 5 points of damage, and actually defeated one of the snakes.
We're teaching a child how to do things, and the child in turn is teaching the little Modron. I don't think this is going to end well. We are not teaching her great things.
So you got Miga, who's played by Hadil, who's also trapped in the birdcage. Miga plays a little girl character, and so Miga actually drank alcohol on episode 1.
I didn't know how young Miga was.
Tisk tisk. And so then when you ran in this episode, you ran into the mug of ever full ale. I was like,
Yeah.
oh no, because everybody's looking at it, and Mika's like, ooh, that looks cool,
hmm
I'm like, don't give the kid the ever.
No more.
But
She
Give her
stabs
the
somebody.
secret of sobriety.
She stabs something in the eye after she's like, it's no more. You're cut off, child.
and so, but Shauna, you're running a drunken master, and
Yes.
you got the mug. It's perfect.
Yeah. I'm a drunken master with a 10 constitution, so let's see that can only end well.
Wow.
That's
Fun.
I made
Wow.
just dangerous stuff.
So you just say a command word and it fills, so you're never gonna have to worry about your
I'm
oaths.
gonna use it in fights because it's mithril and I can use it as a weapon apparently.
It's wow, really?
It's
I
just
think
like a club.
it's a club. It's like a little club. I just say a word and it's filled with alcohol, so I gotta figure out some way of putting that in combat or something.
Defeat somebody
Just
with a cup.
fill it like this. Say your command word, and it falls out with the alcohol. And you just
Yes.
light it on fire, and then you're good.
Yeah. We're all fire resistant. Yes.
Oh yeah, your
Thank God.
tieflings. Yeah. Yeah. So you fought the snakes, and then you went into another area, and I think you had another vision from it was Savras, the deity.
Yeah. It's not a vision from Selune, which is her goddess that she worships, but like it's Savras.
Both
apparently.
Gil and Lyra both worship Selune. Is that right?
Gil, it's complicated with Gil.
Oh, okay.
I
That's
don't
funny.
understand Paladin like oath of the crown.
Yes.
Yeah.
It might be a mystery to even Gil at that point.
I found it really weird. Lisa Chen has played in some of my games, and she makes a Wan tea, and she does a lot of stuff with snakes. It's so weird that she's on another show and there's snakes again. It's like it's always snakes.
Snakes.
It's funny.
Snick.
Yeah.
Snake.
Yes.
So yeah, that one ended right about there. I believe it ended when Mika did a drawing and asked Mercy to clean off her hands.
Yep.
So
We have to
episode 3, they should handle the Modron March, I believe.
Figure out why we're there now. So
Yeah.
hopefully.
I think that part that you went through, when I ran it, I changed it. So like you know how it is. I don't know if people watching, you get this when you're a DM. You change something from an adventure and you forget that part exists. So when other people talk to you about that adventure, you have it. I do anyway. It's like I changed it to Mount Celestia in my game. I was completely like baffled when this part came in. I'm like, what happened here? And I had to go back and look, and I'm like, oh yeah, I changed all that stuff.
Interesting.
So I was expecting one thing, and I got another, and I'm like, oh, Maz is actually running it by the book. It's like awesome. Yeah. So you didn't get to the part I thought you were going to get to this time, but you will next time. So Birdcage Season 2. This show is going to air again on Thursday on the D&D channel, right before Birdcage starts. Do either of you are you? I only got up to like episode 4, and then I wanted to shoot myself when I accidentally deleted recap number 3.
No.
So I never I never got caught up after that. But did either of you? I think Shauna, you got all the way through.
Yes.
Rina, have you seen any Birdcage?
I've seen a few episodes, but I haven't caught up completely yet.
It's hard to keep up with all
in the latter part of it, it overlaps with Strix. Strix is in there.
Yeah, I heard that, and I'm so excited to get to that part.
Yeah.
It is, yeah. It's really sweet.
Yeah.
Which gives me hope that maybe like eventually one of those characters might be on Dice Camera Ash at some point.
Yeah.
That'd be so cool.
Where did they leave off on season 1? How did it end?
They defeated the brain, like the giant cranium rat mishmash beast.
They fought a giant cranium rat?
It was a swarm slash monster.
The one?
I don't remember what its name was. It might have been, but like it was like the thing that they've been kind of like alluding to. It ended up being like this really gross like brain mass mixed with cranium rats. They defeated that.
How'd they defeat it?
Oh god, I think they just like exploded it. They threw a bomb at it. Like Strix sent a bomb and then they just like threw it in there. And they returned to baby Strix and they find out that something killed all of the orphans and stuff at the donut shop, and Strix is missing.
Oh, cool.
And
Okay, that makes me sad, but
so
okay.
season 2, they might be looking for trying to figure out what happened with that. Or
I think that might be close enough because I think we're getting into the point where it's actually. I don't think we're going to see Strix again because it kind of leads into the Feywild stuff. I think of Strix thing before she gets to the Baba Yaga.
Yeah.
So this
They
might
would
just be
fix the
this group
backstory.
in Sigil
Mhm.
doing their own thing.
Yeah, they're guaranteed they're probably going to be in. Judging by that group, in trouble with the law, 100%.
Are they still
Let's watch
affiliated?
them get mazed.
Yeah, yeah. Are
God,
they still
yes.
affiliated with the Hags? There's the Mother.
Yeah, the
Crone.
Were Ravens, yes.
They're Were Ravens.
Mhm.
Oh,
Crone.
huh.
Yeah.
So yeah, they'll and everybody's coming back, right? It's the same group.
Yep, same group.
People. Cool. All right.
Should be cool.
That's gonna be this Thursday. So Holly's doing.
Holly has a
3
lot of things,
shows.
yeah.
She has so many things.
And then she's
It's
also gonna
so
be doing
great.
this weekend thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that mean she's gonna miss?
I don't know. We'll see. And we'll have to this week figure that out. But
Are those
Hold
shows
on.
live or they must be live? 'cause you said
they are
were
probably going to
streaming.
be live, I think. I think they're going to be streamed probably on like either what was it the Pain Arcade's Twitch account and probably D&D.
They're probably gonna wear their cosplay things, right?
Oh, they probably at least for the end thing, I imagine, because those costumes look great.
That's gonna be awesome.
Excited.
They're all gonna be like, this is the D&D partying. That's what this is. You know,
That's so cool.
like people in real life like go out and party, and this is what you do in D&D land. You go to your friend's house and you play a lot of D&D.
You
with
grab
a
your
whole bunch of
party
people.
and you party.
Yeah.
You know,
It's like
normal people go to the Olive Garden or something, but we
it's like a 2-party battle interactive.
You know, a few years ago, someone wanted me to run a game in the Olive Garden, and I was like, no. You know what I mean?
That seems
In the restaurant,
Yeah.
with all the like breadsticks. How's that gonna work? I don't know. It's just really awkward. Like I don't want to run a D&D game in the Olive Garden. I don't know.
Yeah, unless the entire venue is dedicated to like D&D. It's a weird like this one table just has D&D set up.
The Olive Garden is incredibly comfortable. The seats are comfortable.
Oh yeah.
The table is awesome. It's nice and dark in there. But there's other people eating. Yeah, it's weird to me. I couldn't.
But then you can also get food. So it's like food.
Yeah.
Food at the table.
Yeah. I used to work in a movie theater, like a second-run movie theater. And when we closed, we would play D&D in the movie theater, and like we'd fire up the popcorn machine, and we would turn on the soda fountain, and it was just like the best thing ever, you know. Years and years of that. It was awesome. Mixing D&D with work is awesome most of the time, if you can get away with it. Yeah. I had a friend who worked at a medical billing place, and she let us use their conference room one weekend.
Oh, those are
so
nice.
Freaking awesome. It's just like, this is the
corporate
best
conference rooms are good D&D places to play.
Yeah, I mean, it's huge.
They got outlets in them, like that. Projectors, yeah, all that stuff is there.
Plush chairs. It was amazing. Adol, maybe the Birdcage team is going to send Strix to the Fey. You know, I would love it if they did something with Baba Yaga. They could go through some of Baba Yaga's hut, maybe.
Yeah.
Like
that would be an interesting situation. Like, I don't remember Strix's backstory working for that, but you know what?
This is kind of filling in gaps. Like, we don't know a lot about Strix's time in these places, so it's weird. The show is kind of adding in details. So, like, we know that. I think what we know is that Strix lived with Baba Yaga for a year or two, and Baba Yaga taught Strix how to bake.
Other way around.
Then, it was the other way around. Strix taught Baba
Yeah.
Yaga how to bake.
Yeah, because Strix was in that bakery place, which is doubled as an orphanage, and that's where she worked.
Yeah.
And then all her friends died, and then she ported somewhere, and then she was on the run for a long time.
Yeah.
And then she ended up in the Feywild at some point. And then
Yep.
and taught Baba Yaga how to bake pie.
Previous guest of the show, Kale Klein, is actually working on stuff that will kind of take care of that stuff with the
Ooh.
Baba Yaga.
What do you
She's
mean?
working on that comic.
Oh, the comic.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Once in a while on Twitter, she shows some panels from that comic. She's been working on that for months.
It's a big project.
It's gonna be a real comic, right? You can you'll be able to buy it.
Real
It's gonna
comic.
be awesome. Strix comic.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
I'll get it.
Yeah, I'll get some. I'll probably. I keep meaning. I keep forgetting. I bought Nate's new album on CD. I keep meaning to give it away.
So good.
Everybody's putting out stuff.
Oh my god.
It's good.
The album.
Mm.
Yeah, he has a song on there, Bones. It's the last track that is Paulton with the Ring of Winter.
Really?
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can remember one of the lyrics to it. I'll take the long road home that's lined with blood and snow. I've become so numb that I can't even feel the cold.
Wow. They should use.
I think that's the bridge.
They should use that music for the show, for the title.
Yeah. So cool.
Like, I'm not. I didn't know anything about his music, and like when I finally tracked it down just to see what it was like, dude's freaking awesome. Like
So
it's
good.
really good, and like I'm super picky about everything, and I thought it was really good. It was like, man, this guy's so talented. They picked whoever put this group together did a really awesome job. Like just really talented people with their own followings, and they're all really fun D&D players. Just awesome.
Yeah.
I think in general,
So
D&D players are just very creative and very talented, right? Just in general, most people I play D&D with either draw or they create something, So, all right, time to wrap it up. Let's do some plugs. Rina, do you have any plugs for us?
Well, of course, Dungeon Academy every Sunday. I'm still working on Dark and Dicey recaps. I'm a little bit behind, but I'm working on catching up there. Aya, another player on Dungeon Academy, and I are working on a one-shot. Some familiar people might be playing on that game, so keep an eye and ear out for that. And I think that's all I have. Yeah.
Shauna, you got any plugs?
Yeah, other than this, I'm also on Sean's other Saturday shows every other Saturday, playing D&D, playing Adventures Guild modules, which we did some really awesome things. I think that was an awesome one we did last week. But in addition to that, also Sunday, Hell's Bells at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. With this is before Birdcage. It's a few of those people, Hadil and Holly, are on that show as well as Caleb that did the art for that. So yeah, that's some awesome stuff.
Run by Maz.
Yep, run by Maz, Chloe Christine, and
blast to watch.
PK.
Good show, right?
And Lisa Chen. Yes, I love those people. They're my friends. Awesome.
It's surreal for me to watch.
It's
amazing.
Yeah, it's
I get to see Shauna and Holly playing a D&D, and Lisa playing a D&D game together. It's like the most fun thing ever. Power Score. Normally I play in a Greyhawk game tomorrow called Mordenkainen's Path of the Plains, but I think it's July 4th and we're not doing it. Thursday, as far as I know, we are going to do Secrets of Castle Greyhawk on the Greyhawk channel. That'll be at 1 p.m. Eastern. And that group is fantastic. So if you're whatever, you're working or whatever, just check it out, because like I don't have to do anything. I just sit there and they make the adventure. It's really fun. So then Saturday I'll be running more of Peril at the Port. It's probably 3 p.m. Eastern time on this channel. And that's a D&D epic written by Will Doyle. And great adventure. It's got pirates, and so the group blew up a pirate ship last time. It was really fun. And Sunday, Dungeon Academy. So what happened was in the last Dungeon Academy, we finally finished the Battle of Emerald Meadows, where the group
Nice.
went into the battlefield, and they had to use the skull, the skull of Golden Death, which is an item right out of the Temple of Elemental Evil. And they all had to put their hands on it to channel the power to push the Demon Queen of Fungi back into the temple.
Guardians of the
Two-
Galaxy sort of situation going on
Two of the
there.
group basically just kind of vanished or got torn apart or whatever.
I'm still reeling. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So this Sunday we'll start what they're calling season 2, where the group will hopefully reunite and they're going to go after the Rod of 7 Parts.
Nice.
Rod of 7 Parts is a 2nd edition box set adventure that I have tried to run in my life 3 times, and every single time it fell apart because when you go to put the rod together, you have to make a special check to put 2 pieces together. And if you fail that check, they both vanish and are just somewhere in the multiverse, and you got to start all over. So over the course of 20 years, I've tried this 3 times. I did it in 2nd edition, 3rd edition, and 4th edition, and they failed all 3 times, and they didn't get close to finishing. So this will be the 5th edition try, and we'll see what happens. Yeah. So
Try per
Awesome.
edition.
yeah, and this is with the Dungeon Academy group, who are very, very amusing.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, they're awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah.
So thank you everybody
Nice to
for
hear.
watching. We will see you all again next week for the Q&A. I don't know. We'll
Maybe we'll
definitely
see.
see you on that weekend where there's like 2
Oh, boy,
million
yeah.
games. So
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
we'll be yakking away about it. So thanks everybody for watching.